crispy.
Back to another episode of the Chronicles of Al Figures, and this is episode number 25. So, 25 of the Chronicles of Al Figures. I did like 230 of figures in action, and this is the new, I guess the new kind of revised version of my channel, 25th episode. And if you feel like you've seen this style before, it is because you have. So I created this for no one in particular, just because I wanted to use these windows that I got gifted by my boy Chris. I had printed this, and I had also found this light, and this is just styrene. And this is also a 3D printed hydrant. I don't know where I got this from. I didn't print it. Took it to the show, took it to Boston Toy Con, was trying to sell it, and got into a conversation with a couple people, and I always find it interesting that these cleaner versions of dials that to me are more difficult to make, because I can't, if there's any mistakes, I can't really hide the mistakes behind anything. It's just, it's a clean version. And I had a couple of conversations, and one gentleman in particular was telling me how, because I was like, man, I'm surprised no one's really shown any interest in this. He's like, yeah, it's probably because it's not really weathered or beat up. And then I was like, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point, because when you take an action figure photography, or even if you're doing a display, something like this may not really match up with that scenario, that the look that people may be trying to attain. So what I'm gonna do, which I think is the first time I've ever done this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this diorama and I'm going to destroy it. Not destroy it in that sense, but I am gonna chip away some of the bricks. I'm gonna make it dirty. I'm gonna put some cracks there. I'm gonna make this grass brownish. I'm gonna do some graffiti. I'm gonna get the door dirty and do some graffiti there. I'm gonna muck it all up and weather it, and then I'll see if I can then sell it at that point. It's not something I really want to keep or have the space to keep. And so this video will be this project. We'll be working on this. I also have some foam here where I'm going to start working on my daughter's zombie bodega. Now, it's not going to be like a full-fledged. It's just going to be, she wants to hang it up. So it's probably going to be maybe this big. It's Littlest Pet Shop, and it'll have like a little thing coming off of it that I'll magnetize, like a little base. And it's something that she wants to hang up. So it's not going to be a big deal. It's probably going to be half of this board here. So I'm also going to be working on my daughter's 22nd birthday present, which is that zombie bodega that she wants, zombied out bodega that she wants. So for this video, we'll be working on these two projects. Not sure. I'm pretty sure I'll finish this one. I'm not sure if I'll finish that one or vice versa. We'll see as we'll go along. So as I begin to deconstruct, is that the right word? To weather this up, destroy it a little bit. Three of the basic tools I'll be using are these three tools. And the first thing I want to do is just add some cracks on the cement. And then what I'll do is I'll come in with a black and kind of add that black inside, wipe away the excess black, and so you can kind of see the crack a little more. I mean, you can see it pretty good here, but I want to give it a little more. So I'll do that in a couple places. One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to start chipping away the bricks, just kind of making it seem like some of the bricks are falling off, falling out, or pieces have fallen out. And then what I want to do with this is inside I'm gonna paint it in like an orange color, because when bricks start to get old they get a little orangey, and I think it'll give it a little extra pop. But yeah, this is kind of a double-sided tool, although the blade isn't that sharp for what I want it here. It's gonna be just fine. And just kind of start taking away some of these bricks, some of these corner bricks here. And so I'm gonna start the process of doing this all over. Once I do that, I'll show you guys as I go along, but once I do that, I'm also gonna kind of give it a little more, some more dents on the corners and on top, and then I'm gonna kind of muck this up more. I'm gonna add some cracks on the windows. I'm gonna dirty the windows, make them a little darker from the back. rust this up, rust the piping, make it just dirty and nasty. And that's kind of the goal here. Even dirty this rug up as well. All right, so I have started to kind of break apart the bricks from within the wall, just making it look like it's, you know, falling apart a little bit, just distressed and a little destroyed in some areas. I've put in some cracks, just chopped away a little bit at it, some of the spots here, dented it up. Not sure if you can see with the angle. Just gonna get the brick unsmoothed, because as it normally stood, it was just kind of a smooth brick wall. The original idea was kind of an apartment on a very fancy street in, I don't know, Wellesley, Massachusetts, Newton, Massachusetts. If you guys aren't from Massachusetts, and that probably makes no sense to you, but those are like the really nice areas with the $1 million homes and what have you. So started to kind of rip apart again, just tear those out. And the way I do it is I just kind of cut around the brick, and then I take this little hook tool and I just start ripping out all the piece of the inside. This is most of the mess from that this morning. So I think what I'm going to do with this wall is I am going to, as these are, so usually there's either bricks, cinder blocks. So usually I believe the two main building blocks when you construct houses and buildings and so forth. But in this case, these weren't meant to be cinder blocks. It was more meant to be like this one cement block that just got those lines put in to give it kind of a fancier look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some rebarb. So once I kind of paint that up inside, I'm gonna put some rebarb there, kind of sticking out a little bit. Different rebarbs, and usually rebarbs, once they've kind of been in cement for a while, they're kind of rusty looking, and so I think that'll be a nice look. And then start working on the floor next. I'm not gonna tear away at the floor. I'm gonna probably just mash it up a little bit, and then once that gets done, we paint these little spaces in there, and then we just make I'll take some dark brown, and I'll put like this this texture that you can put in, almost like a powder, and you kind of just sponge it on so it kind of looks like it's dirty and kind of thick, and then obviously dirty this a lot more in terms of the bottom part, make it like it's just been leaking water buildup there, and then the windows, darken those up and rust this up, and probably rust up the door, because in my mind this is kind of a metal door. But maybe not, because a metal door may not make sense. But anyway, so this is where we are in the process. Also wanted to give a quick update on the smaller My Littlest Pet Shop diorama, bodega, zombified diorama I'm working on for my daughter, who turns 22 years old on Monday. If it's November 3rd, I think November 3rd, Monday. So this coming Monday. Today is Wednesday, October 29th. So she wanted something from My Littlest Pet Shop, so I don't have one for me. I need to buy one, and she wants me to zombify one of those Littlest Pet Shops, so I need to buy one. But I kind of looked up the measurements. They're about 2 inches and maybe an inch and a wide. My goodness, an inch and a half wide, 2 inches tall. So I based the window and the door on those measurements, and so she wants this more of a hang-up piece. So I magnetized it for her. I'm gonna hook it up so she can hang it up in the back, and I'm gonna make it traditional kind of New York bodega colorway. So it's probably gonna be I think it's yellow in the bottom and then red up top. And then what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing some fancy awning, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece. I still have a little bit of this left, so I'm gonna take a piece, maybe cut it at that side, and then cut it at a 45-degree angle, and glue it up there so it's still kind of awning like, but it won't. I just want it to be as durable as possible in case she's gonna move, or in case it falls off the wall. I don't want pieces to snap off, so I think I'll do that, and then I'll put a piece of styrene and spray paint it, put her name on it, and name the bodega after her. But again, got to cut out the windows, got to cut out the door. I have enough wood to trim the windows and trim the door, so I don't have to buy anything new. And this should be enough space to put a couple of My Littlest Pet Shop. They're not too heavy, so the weight shouldn't really affect it too much. And this is where I am in this process. I'm hoping that by Saturday I'll have it at least painted. I won't get it to her on time for her birthday. She lives in Seattle, but I did want to have some progress done by the time it gets to her birthday. And so this is the last segment for dioramas for this video. The next segment's going to be how to pack a diorama. People have asked me over the years how you safely pack a diorama to ship out so it doesn't get damaged. So I did a video on that on the last dial that I did, the little street level one. And so that's the next segment. Then I have a couple new action figures, a couple new G.I. Joes that I received, and I'll end it with a new pair of sneakers that I received. So that'll be this video, and hopefully in the next video this will be done, or at the very least more process towards this getting done. All right, y'all, I'm out. In the past, I've been asked how I pack my dioramas, so I figured let's go through this process. Now that I have these Meta Ray-Bans and I have my hands free, I can kind of do it and go through it. So the first thing I do whenever I pack a diorama is I pull off all the things that are kind of movable, right? So these are the 3 pieces. Sometimes I get lucky enough to find most of the stuff that I find for packing with that, I shouldn't say find. I buy bubble wrap sometimes, but a lot of times I'll just ask. I work at a community center building. I'll ask the maintenance people whenever you get packages that have bubble wrapping to kind of save that for me, and they do, and a lot of times I get some good bubble wrapping. So first thing I do is I pack kind of the accessories to it, right? Take it apart, and the base is the first thing I always pack because it doesn't really have to be protected in the bottom. So what I tend to do is I kind of tend to put it on top. I don't always put bubble wrap underneath it. I think this time I am going to put a sheet of it underneath. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about much damage there. And then make sure that you do have some bubble wrap that's kind of overlapping to protect the edges. And also very important to find a box that's going to fit your dial. So the next thing I do is, because that wall is double-sided, it's my biggest wall, I have a bigger piece here, and we're going to take this wall, I'm going to wrap it around as much as this big piece of bubble wrap allows me to. And then once this is wrapped, wherever it's kind of the flattest part, so for here, this has this ridge, so what I want to do is I want to pack it this way. So now that's protected bottom and top. And then, oh, I don't even know if this is going to fit. Let's see. I thought it would. Let me see. Let's see if we can put that in there. Yeah, that'll fit just fine. So in this particular wrapping here, there is a little space here. So what I'm going to do is get some bubble wrap, more bubble wrap, and kind of double it up, right? And then maybe double it up at an angle. Get that kind of tucked right in there. But I still got to be careful of that. So I am going to add an additional smaller wrap here. And kind of fold it a couple of times. And give it this, make sure that that edge is protected as best as we could. Let's just push over to the end. So that's there. Some of this is still exposed, but we'll take care of it. Then the last wall, I'll take this bubble wrap a couple times there, place it right there. Now these parts are still a little exposed, so what I try to do is find these pieces, tuck them in there, and then on this side, so now this is not going to move past that. Then I have a little shipping station. I don't think I have, oh, I do have more. Oh, perfect. Get them up. So we're going to do the same thing here. So now you have this corner protected very well. Tuck it right in there. Go right around the corner. And now you have it, so it's not going to move in either direction. It's nice and tucked. I can take this piece and let me see if I can tuck that in there. Right in there. Give them more protection. And these pieces aren't in here, aren't going to break. And then what I want to do is, so again, to protect the top, what I'll do is maybe I'll use this. One extra layer. And then close this smoothly. Doesn't move. I do have a sheet that I generally put in for protection of. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Here it is. So I do have the sheet. It's a diorama tips and info, just how to kind of store your diorama and all that other stuff. So I put that there. This is his first diorama, so I want to make sure he has all that info. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how I pack my dials. I was able to go into a GameStop over the weekend. Been doing a little bit of toy hunting and have 50-50 success, which is amazing. Not complaining at all. But stopped at a GameStop on my way to Michelle's son's softball game, and this guy was there, and he looks absolutely amazing. Like, look at the scars on his face, the glasses here, the ripped jeans. I like that they have like the white. You know how when the jeans are ripped, they kind of look whitish from the inside there. So the chain, the belt, this looks really good, man. So was lucky enough to find this, so I snatched it up. It was a little more than normal, but that's okay. And then while I was at Michelle's house yesterday, Sunday, today's Monday, October 27th, and I get the notice that I got this delivered, but there was nobody home, so they left it in the front. I live on a busy street, so I did not expect this to be here when I got to the house this morning. Wasn't in the front of the apartment building. It was under the mailboxes, but somebody left it in front of my door. So thank you, friendly neighbor. Have no idea who did it. But they attempted to deliver it on Friday during work hours. I contacted them, said that I won't, if they can do it before 11:30 p.m. on Saturday or Monday. And they didn't respond, and they just shipped this, and luckily a neighbor grabbed it before anybody else could grab it, because again, it's a busy street, and so I'm happy that it got to me safely. And this is the Walmart exclusive. Oh, look at the gun. The gun just jumped off. The Walmart exclusive Ghost Viper. And the Viper is one of my favorite Cobra guys. So when I saw this pop up on Walmart, I got on it real quick. Pre-order supposed to be 10 a.m. I think I got on like 9:47. It was already open for pre-order, so I grabbed it, and it is now in hand at home and part of the collection. Probably won't be opening this for a bit, nor this. Eventually I will, but for now we're gonna keep them in box and just enjoy them for now. But when I do open it, I think I'm gonna have that head on it instead of that one. I like the Viper heads. But very happy with my two newest additions to the G.I. Joe collection. And this looks good. Let's go. Alright, so I'm gonna stop at one more GameStop. I'm never around this area. Had an appointment near here this morning. See if there's anything at this particular GameStop. Let's check it out. Hey, how you doing? Y'all don't happen to have the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man figure? Okay.
I can check. Let's see.
All right. Oh, all right. All right. Thank you, man. Let's try. That looks pretty dope. Dr. My Mendes there. No, that's a strikeout. As some of you know, I have gotten kind of back into collecting sneakers. I used to collect sneakers many years ago, and saw a pair of Nike Vomero 5s online. These usually retail for $160, but they were on sale for $69.99. It was a color that looked pretty dope to me. I had to grab them. It's hard to let these type of sneakers go by. So let's take a quick look at them. Again, these are Nike Zoom Vomero 5s. The colorway is denim, Turo, and pale ivory. So let's take a look. Oh, okay. These are more of a blue. They kind of look greenish to me online, but I'm happy that they're this kind of turquoise color. So I have this is my third pair of Vomero 5, so I know exactly how they feel on foot. It's easy to buy these online when you know how they feel on foot, but I've gone through them before. But this is the first pair I have that kind of have that suede material, which look really good. Again, I've gone through these. I love this kind of plastic, almost mesh type of look. Kind of the roll bar here. Yeah, man, these look good. I'm happy. I'm happy that they're more of a. I mean, they have that deep blue sea, that deep green, but they're more on kind of the blue side. And again, they are a denim. So yeah, just grab these. These just came in the mail. FedEx just dropped them off, and it's another pair for the collection. And I always say I need to chill, but I need to chill. I just booked some tickets with Michelle to go to Costa Rica in December. So this is probably going to be one of my last purchases in terms of sneakers. I need to stick to that, man. I need to stick to it. Sometimes it's just hard to let these sale items just go by. So glad I got these in the collection. And yeah, another pair. So when I first started collecting sneakers many years ago, 2013, something like that, there was a store called Expressions. Since then, I don't know if somebody else bought the company out, but now they're called Snipes. So my boy Josue used to work at Expressions, and I was so deep into it that I didn't even have to line up anymore. He would hold on to sneakers for me. He'd call me and be like, yo, you want these Jordan 3s? And he'd put them on hold for like half an hour for me, which is great. And the store looks different today, but anytime I'm near it, I come and check it out. Expressions also used to have some amazing sales, man. So yeah, I'm here. These are some of my favorites. I do like this color. See, I have these blue and pink joints on, but definitely want to get at least one other pair at some point. Not anytime soon. I'm always looking for things that are going on sale. But they've always had a huge selection. Like there's so many colorways, so many different sneakers. And these are dope. I have like 1 or 2 Air Force in the collection now. I don't really go after those anymore much these days. And then they have a basketball section and a Jordan section. This can't be the Jordan section. These are probably my all-time favorite pair of sneakers ever. I don't have a pair. I need to get these soon. They're just not as comfortable as like runners are these days, man. It's just tough to. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Yeah, but this is, as you can tell, is clearly the hood. Alright, let's get out of here.